Now, our third video is explaining the difference between defining relative sentences and non-defining relative sentences. Okay, so in red you have seen the differences. A defining relative sentence is a sentence in which the information added by the relative sentence is completely necessary. You cannot omit this information. You cannot do without it. So normally, visually, you can see that it uses no comma. Okay. You can use in this type of sentences. You can use who or that with the relative pronouns who or which. Okay, not with the rest I gave you in the first list. The man who came yesterday or the man that came yesterday is an artist. In the future, I will explain you cases in which it's more common to use that, but for the moment, I'm not going to explain that. You must know that in a defining relative sentence, it is possible, if the relative pronoun is who or which, to write also that. The man who came yesterday or the man that came yesterday, or you could say, for example, the book which I read or the book that I read. Not, for example, with where or the others. A non-defining relative sentence, as you see, normally visually you can see quite the difference. You see the two sentences I have written here. The first you have the man. If you don't have the relative sentence, you don't know who are you talking about. But in the second you have the name of a person. You have Peter, who came yesterday, is an artist. If I omit the relative sentence, I have Peter is an artist. This is a sentence which makes sense because Peter is an identified person. Okay, so this information is extra. I always say that non-defining relative sentences are very useful for you, and it will be very useful in the future because, for example, when you have to write compositions, you are asked to write a number of words, like, for example, 100 words, 150 words. Well, when you revise your composition, you do first the draft. Sometimes you see that you can add more words by adding a relative sentence after a noun, a non-defining relative sentence, adding any type of extra information that you want, okay? And something very important, in non-defining relative sentences, it's not possible to use that, okay? So in the second sentence, you can say Peter that, who or that. It's not possible, okay? Peter who came yesterday, that's all, okay?